How did you conceive, huh? How did you conceive? My question is this. If your family was out shopping or at another place and someone comes up to you, Mayfair, and attacks you, how would Winston be able to protect you and your baby?
Hey C fam, and welcome back to another video. I'm Mayfair.
And I'm Winston.
And we are the
Clements.
Let us know, are you guys over the intro dance? Clearly my husband isn't over it. But are you guys over the intro dance? Do we need another intro? Let us know.
Or suggest some dance moves, that'd be really cool.
Or suggest some dance moves, we're open to that as well. Today we're doing a Q&A. This is our first Q&A. I think the last Q&A we did was
during pregnancy.
Yeah, it was pregnancy, pre-Malaika. So yeah, we thought it'd be cool to just do a Q&A because we see comments here and there with questions, and unfortunately we don't always get the chance to go back to them, so hopefully this will be a cool video for you guys to get some of your questions answered.
Yes, also I think we've had a lot of new followers.
Yes.
Since the last time we did the Q&A, so hopefully this will fill in some of the gaps if you haven't seen all the videos.
Yeah, definitely. But also, go back and watch some of the videos. We've got cool ones on how we met, all of that. So yeah, if you are new here, there's lots of cool
content. The best content on YouTube.
And on that note, make sure you do subscribe if you haven't subscribed and like this video.
Yes.
Cool, so the first question, it actually comes with a really nice comment, so I'm going to read it. Hey C-Fam, I've been watching you guys for a while now since the proposal. Thank you, loyal. Much love from USA, Birmingham, Alabama. And my question is, when it's time for you and Winston to have alone time away from the house, do you guys have a specific person that you trust to look after your beautiful bundle of joy, Malaika? And how many times does baby wake up through the night, and how are you both adjusting to it? So a couple of questions there.
It's like a 3-in-1.
3-in-1. Well, I guess the first question, do we have a trusted person if we want to get away for alone time? Yes, we do. We're really fortunate to have amazing family around us, and also friends. I think we've done one night away, which was a godsend. Yeah, a little while ago now, and my mum looked after Malaika. Yeah, we have Winston's sisters, so many people around who we trust, so that's really helpful.
We're very blessed to have access to amazing people nearby.
Yes.
And the second part was, how many times does Malaika wake up through the night? She is really good now.
Yeah.
Actually. So typically she'll wake up just once during the night, and then she'll have a feed, and then she'll go back to sleep and wake up sort of 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, exactly. So we're at a really good place. I think usually she'll wake up at 5 or 6 a.m, feed, and then, because I guess to be honest, it's kind of sleeping through the night, but it's still a bit early. We do go back to bed after that, but yeah, basically around 5 or 6 a.m. she'll eat and then sleep for a couple more hours and wake up again.
And then the last bit was how we're adjusting to that. But I think we've adjusted pretty well.
Yeah.
And especially after the first couple of, I'd say the first few weeks.
Yeah.
When Malaika first came home, and you'll know this if you're a parent, when you bring a newborn home, there's not much sleep that first few weeks. So during those days, she was waking up maybe 3 to 4 times.
Yeah, basically every 2 to 3 hours.
Every 2 to 3 hours. So that was hard. So now to be able to sleep for 6, 7 hours it's a godsend.
Yeah, it's literally a dream. So yeah, it took a while to adjust, but I do think you kind of adjust to a new or a different sleeping pattern, because I know the advice that a lot of people give in the beginning is sleep when baby sleeps, but I'm not a daytime napper, so it's really nice to get a good 6 or 7 hour stretch of sleeping. Next question. This is for you, hubby.
Number 2 says, question to Winston. Did you ever dream about having such a beautiful family? Love that. Always good to hear that your family's beautiful. And it's a good question. I think it's definitely something that I dreamed of in terms of having a family and having a beautiful wife, beautiful kids, and that's something that's always been a priority for me. But I think it's even more beautiful when it actually happens, when it actually transpires. And I think, obviously, that we're believers on this channel, and I just think God makes even your dreams even more beautiful
Yeah.
when they play
so
out in
true.
reality. So, of course, I could have thought about, I'm going to have a nice family one day, but it's another thing to be here with my wife, to be here with my beautiful baby, and yeah, I could never have imagined it will play out the way that it did, and that can only be God.
Cool, next question. Do you guys ever get bored of wearing and decorating the house with the same colours? Love the aesthetics, by the way. Just curious if you ever think to just mix it up. To be honest, no, we don't really get bored because I guess like the philosophy behind it for us is I don't look at it as like a restriction of like I won't ever wear this color or I won't ever have like a red couch. It's more just like I think over time you kind of learn what you like, especially like in your home, like you kind of learn like the colors that make you feel good and grounded, and for us that's very much like natural tones like whites, browns, greens, creams, like all of that. Those are colors that like make us feel grounded. So
Yeah.
I love, yeah, like we love bringing in more things in our house that make us feel that way as well. But that's not to say like if I did like all of a sudden wake up one day and was like, oh my gosh, like I feel like getting like a red couch, I would restrict myself. Like I'd get it. I think it's just being in touch with what you like and then like getting that. Otherwise, like you just get anything could be like that of like, oh, like I maybe try this, maybe try that, like you just figure out what you like and go with it. And I think the same goes with dressing. I love kind of like having like a color palette because it means like I'm not constantly, I honestly don't like having to think about shopping too much, so I love knowing that if I buy a top it's going to go with pretty much everything else that's in my wardrobe. So it basically simplifies the life. So yeah, in short, no, don't really get bored, but yeah, maybe in like 5 years from now, 10 years from now, things will change, and that's cool too. So.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a preference, not a restriction, and preferences can change, right? Just
exactly.
like if I like wearing my hair short, I'm not going to get bored of it until I do, and then I change it.
And if you do, you change
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
So. Next up is, hello Mayfair, Winston and baby. Hello to you. Enjoy your well-needed rest. Can't wait for your next vlog. My question is, are you going to dedicate the baby or get her baptized? Actually, this is a really good question, and actually really timely as well, because this is what we're planning at the moment. Actually, just yesterday when we went to church, we had the conversation with our pastor, just to finalize that event. So it's coming up in a few weeks in May, so that might be something that we film and share some videos of. But yeah, we're really looking forward to that occasion.
Yeah, and I think that's really important to us. In terms of like what we believe, and it'll be really special because our Pastor Emmanuel, he was actually the pastor that prayed for us over our engagement. He did our wedding.
He baptized me when I was a kid.
Yeah, that's actually super special. And did like all of our premarital counselling. So it'd be really nice to kind of have that. So yes. Next question. Your family household always appears so peaceful and serene. As a married couple, do you ever argue? How do you resolve disagreements between you and your spouse? Well, firstly, thank you. We do like make an effort to make sure our house is as peaceful and serene and just like a haven for us. I think, that's something that we're really intentional about trying to do, like especially with the craziness in the world. Everyone knows about lockdown and like so many crazy things in the world. I think it's really important to cultivate a space when you can kind of come in and it feels like a refuge. But on the question of do we ever argue and how do we resolve them,
no arguments ever.
We're perfect. Like it just doesn't happen. Like
why the lying?
Next question.
That's a joke. Someone's gonna like screenshot that and like
They're lying.
They are lying. No, we do have disagreements. Yeah, I guess arguments, but maybe more disagreements. And I think a lot of them stem from the fact that like number one, we're just different people. But also I tend to kind of think that women tend to kind of think and work in a different way to the way that men tend to think and function. So a lot of the times it's like that kind of maybe like tension and still like kind of like working that out.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess the biggest thing that's like helped us, or I can say from my perspective that's helped us to overcome them, is having a really good understanding of what both of us need in order to feel safe and supported. And I think on a day-to-day, like when there's no like conflict or anything's come up, it's really like it's easier to give your partner what they need. But obviously when conflict arises, you kind of have to make a more conscious effort to be like, okay, this is what my partner needs to feel safe. So for me, it's definitely like feeling loved and heard and seen. Like I have to feel like okay, like my partner's hearing what I'm saying and they're understanding and taking it on board. And for Winston, it's very much feeling respected and know as though like whatever happens, like I respect him and cherish him. So I think kind of remembering that allows us to take a step back whenever there's conflict and be like, okay, cool, am I being respectful right now? Am I making an effort to see her right now? Talking, like communication, basically.
Yeah. I think more important than the disagreements themselves is the values that are important to us, which you said is around, you know, love, respect, appreciation. And we've actually done a video on how we process conflict and how we deal with disagreements in our marriage. So if you haven't seen that video, then that's definitely one to check out, because we speak at length about some of these things and some of the challenges that we've had to figure out and tools that we use day to day to manage it.
Yeah, and I think now kind of having kids, we found that we're really like having to tap into those tools more now, because it's like there's added things that you have to think about with kids. I mean, number one, like we want to model to Malaika what healthy communication looks like. So I don't think that's never having disagreements, but it's modeling to her what does it look like when you guys might see things differently, to kind of like work through that and come to a point of agreeing with each other. And then obviously just naturally, like you're running on less sleep, you know, babies, like when they cry, like it can be hard. So we're really having to use those tools now.
Next one is my question is this: if your family was out shopping or at another place and someone comes up to you, Mayfair, and attacks you, how would Winston be able to protect you and your baby?
What?
First of all, I think I found this question so hilarious because the example was like, if you were out shopping, and I couldn't fathom like where I would be out shopping that like someone would randomly come and attack me and my baby, the poor girl. I always find these like theoretical questions like really difficult because I literally could not imagine a situation where I would be out shopping and someone would attack me and my baby. But I guess the heart of like what this person's trying to ask is like do I worry about my safety because I'm married to someone who is in a wheelchair? And the answer is like no, like I don't. And I think that's it's a really weird thing, like to pick a partner based off of like, can they like physically protect me? Because we live in a place like where we generally don't have to worry about like our physical safety, and there's like the police and law enforcement and people who can do that. So like I don't really know how to answer that question other than that, like no, it's not something that
we think about.
it's not something that I think about. Like that's what the police and law enforcement are there for. And again, like I think with marriage, like every marriage is slightly different. Like you both have different strengths and you both have different things where you have to kind of cover for each other for. So like in our marriage, like I might typically do like more physical things, but Winston is literally like the brains behind like so much of what we do. Like I literally call him the head of security because he's always the one who's like, are the windows locked? Is the door locked? Like, is the house like safe? But I don't want to launch into like a debate about like, you know, ableism and like how maybe old-fashioned it is to like feel like we have to pick a man based off of like his physical
Brute
stature.
strength.
So I'm not gonna do that. The answer is like no, we just try not to live in places where we'd get attacked with a baby.
Yeah, and also I think with these types of questions, there tends to be a lot of assumptions loaded in there. And I mean, how do you know that Mayfair hasn't got a black belt in karate? Or that I haven't. So, it's yeah. But just to bring it back, it's not something that we worry about. And
No.
if there is a genuine concern and you want to hire a security team to make sure that we're good,
Listen.
then we're open to that as well. We're always looking
We
to
can send you
upgrade.
the PayPal, for real. Like,
Always looking to upgrade all our systems. So happy for you to make a donation to that. Just drop
Yeah.
us a message.
My question is to Mayfair. Did you get training to be a life coach? If so, where do you recommend someone to get such training? Can you share some pros and cons of life coaching? So yeah, I guess like this is something I don't really talk about much like on this channel, but I always feel weird. Like I'm that type of person. I don't like being like defined, but I guess yeah, like life coaching is something that
Professionally.
I do. Yeah, like professionally, I guess like I'm a life coach. So life coaching is currently an uncertified field, meaning that you can actually just go ahead and practice. It's not like like law, for example. I have a law degree. If I wanted to practice, then yeah, you need like a degree and proper training. But life coaching is not that way. You can kind of just go ahead and do it, similar to like YouTube. You don't need a qualification to be a YouTuber, but yeah, it can be useful obviously to get some training on it. So in terms of me, I actually don't have like any formal like coaching certification. I actually just found a business coach, and also she was a business and a life coach who I kind of learned from, and she had a course that basically helped me to go through all of the things like, okay, what do you need to include in a website, how do you kind of build out your packages, things like that. So that's what I did. And do I recommend to get such training? Yeah, I think it can be useful to to get training, whether it's like formal training or whether it's finding like another coach that you kind of like, and asking like if they have a service that you can pay for you to learn from them. That's a really cool way to do it. But also I think with something like coaching, my personal opinion is like the best way that you can kind of get experience is by going ahead and actually just doing it, because there's no one way to be a life coach. Like everyone has such different styles, and the best way to figure out like, is this like a calling for me, because I really think to be a life coach it has to be a calling, is to just try it and have conversations with people. So the first thing that I did when I kind of realized, hey, like I think I may want to be a life coach, was like I called a couple of people in my circle who I would have loved to have as clients, and I just offered them free coaching for basically like 3 months, and each week I just like try out new things, try out new techniques. That allowed me to get testimonials, and then I did training based off of that. And can I share some pros and cons of life coaching? I won't go into like loads and loads. I actually have like a lot of like old content. Like I'll try and like maybe like link it in the description on this.
And your podcast as well.
Yeah, a couple of pros, like it's amazing that you get to kind of have like such intimate conversations with people about their dreams, because I find that we don't really ask those questions. Like when we meet up with people, we ask about how's life going, like how's the weather, like how are the kids, but we don't really ask those questions like what's on your heart to do, like what's the habit that you really want to change, and if you change that habit it would change your life. So I love having those conversations with people, and getting to kind of be a catalyst for people to achieve something that sometimes has been on their list for ages. And a con, I think it's financially, like with anything that you kind of embark on your own, it can be up and down, so you really kind of have to have like a thick skin and be in it for the long run, because it may be a while before you get to the point where you're getting like clients consistently. And kind of in that vein, because coaching is an uncertified field, you kind of have to be willing to pave your way, and I know people love like the 10 steps to do this, or we're so used to, okay cool, like if you want to be a doctor you go to med school for 5 years and then you train, you do this. Coaching's not like that. Like there's no like straightforward path. So if you're the kind of person who likes like a well laid out map, coaching's maybe not for you. But if you're open to kind of seeing what the journey looks like and you're genuinely passionate about helping people, then I'd say give it a go.
Next one is question: how do you balance parent life to YouTube life? Love all the way from South Africa. Okay, great question. And to be honest, I don't think the way we've been doing stuff has changed too much since we had Malaika. I think what's really put us in a good position to be able to manage not just YouTube but all our other responsibilities as well is the systems that we try to have in place. So planning is a big thing and something that we talked about definitely a couple of videos ago. I'll see if I can link it in.
Yeah.
Where we talked about our process for planning and how we prioritize the important things. And within that planning, we don't just talk about business things like YouTube or your coaching or the speaking work that I do, but we also factor in things like self-care, how we look after ourselves, things like, family time, whether it's within this family or connecting with our extended family and friends as well.
Yeah.
And I think having that plan and that process helps us stay ahead of responsibilities that could potentially become quite overwhelming if we don't pay attention.
Yeah, definitely. And I think just with the baby, it's just about being a bit more thought out about when we want to record. Like, so for example, if we're doing a sit down like this, we'll do it during one of Malaika's longer naps and just make sure she's really, really settled. So
like now.
And then if we're vlogging, it's always, I guess, like, it's always putting Malaika first. Like, we wouldn't vlog like on a day where like we can kind of tell, okay, like she just needs like some TLC and to not kind of like have us thinking about content. So yeah, so
the plan helps us know where to start from, but it's always a flexible thing that we can move around. If one of us is not feeling 100%, then we've got that fluidity to change things.
Yeah, exactly. Can't come and kill yourself for YouTube. Question 9, is your husband able to hold his baby?
Yes.
Yes. To be honest, like, yeah, like I guess like you're referring to like because like he's in his chair. Yes. I mean, they do sometimes like ride around like in his chair and like my heart's like
actually maybe I need to make like a film of that.
Yeah,
just us going around
it's
the house.
Cutest thing and she loves it. But yeah, like I think obviously like it may look like slightly different to how I hold her like in a carrier or whatever. But yeah, like if you guys are on the sofa or whatever, like you guys can cuddle. Like if you're on the bed, like you guys cuddle. It's just different. But yeah, he is able to hold her and
we have cuddle. A lot of cuddle time with each other.
Yeah, which is like the main thing.
So a few from Instagram now.
Yes.
Okay, question 10. Love your family. Does baby have the same condition as daddy? She's adorable. So actually this question was asked in a few different ways. I've seen like a few repetitions of the same question. But this is actually a topic that we've addressed in our birth story vlog video. So definitely check that out. But I think for us, above everything else is, our child is fearfully and wonderfully made. We are so, so proud to be her parents. And I think sometimes people ask these questions about disability and genetics because they're trying to predict her future.
Yeah.
But to us we know she's going to have an incredible future. She's surprised everyone from day one.
Yeah.
And, for anyone who might have any lingering doubts that she might not be able to do this or do that, then just watch this space because we serve an amazing, awesome God and he'll just continue to surprise you, as will she.
Yeah, 100%. And I think kind of just to add on that, there's like, we addressed it like I think like in the birth vlog, but there's like so many like things available. So because like we're people of faith, but we're also practical as well. So it's completely different to, to have OI like now compared to what it was like 30 years ago.
Yeah.
So we're doing like a number of things like to make sure like Malaika has like the best chance possible and is able to, grow physically, mentally, like emotionally, spiritually, all of that. But don't you worry about her.
She's all good. She's all good.
Hey C-Fam, if you had a boy name picked out, which name did you pick?
Ooh. Actually, do you know what? How about you guess?
We've done the guess thing before. Basically, yes, we did have a boy name picked out because, like, we didn't know what we were having until, like, she was delivered. And we had a boy's name picked and we were literally calling her this boy's name because for some reason we were convinced we were having a son. But we may use the boy name for the next baby that we have or if we get a boy.
Yeah.
So I feel like we can't disclose.
Sorry. Yeah. I know we said we'd answer all the questions, but...
yeah.
We're going to skip on this one.
Sorry. And on that note, yeah, we do plan to have more kids. But not right away.
So, next one is, maybe one for you, but I'll read it out. What skincare products do you use on your baby?
Yeah, so I actually make my own like body butter, like a sheer body butter, which I've been using on myself first, and then when we got married, like you started using it as well, and then when I knew I was having Malaika, I basically started making it for her as well. So yeah, that's what I use. Let me know if you'd like to see a video on how I create my sheer body butter. It's amazing because it literally works for the whole family and is like just a godsend. Her skin like just
Pops.
with it on,
And it's all natural, no additives.
yeah, it's all natural. Like that was the main thing because I have very sensitive skin and I still get like flare-ups here and there, but that's basically why I started creating my own body butter, is because I just wanted something like that was like clean. So yeah, let me know if you want to see how I actually make it. I do talk about it a bit more on my Instagram, but yeah, I'd be happy to like include it in a segment on Instagram as well.
We've got another interesting question here. How did you conceive, huh? How did you conceive? It's actually a very short answer.
Hey Dad, my friends make fun of me at school because I don't know where babies come from.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use the word naturally.
Yeah. I was actually, yeah, thank you. Because I was trying to think how do we say this without getting flagged?
This is also one of those questions that it seems to pop up. It's like
the assumption again.
People make assumption, or they feel like if they ask us the same question 20, 30, 40, 50 times, we might give a different answer, but actually the answer is always the same. It was a natural conception. Not that there's anything wrong if people do it another way, because nowadays you have options. And again, this is something that we talked about previously, especially in the pregnancy Q&A video.
Yeah.
I remember we spent a bit of time addressing this, but short answer, naturally.
But to be fair, I guess some people, unless you're referring to did you have to do anything special to try or whatnot? Not really for us. We basically decided on the month that we wanted to start trying, and basically not use anything to prevent pregnancy, and that was the month that we got pregnant. So there wasn't anything too crazy or elaborate.
Yes, science.
In terms of a plan, we just did what we had to do.
Yep.
And made a baby.
Thank you, God.
Cool, next one. Hey C-Fam, do you plan on teaching Malaika both your native languages, Shona and Swahili?
So we both moved to the UK when we were fairly young. You were younger.
Yeah.
I still have a good knowledge of Swahili.
Yeah, his Swahili is far better than my Shona is. So I think Swahili would probably be the first language. Although, I'm still working on my Shona. So.
Yeah, so we're going to just basically try and pass on as much as we know to her. And also we still have family members who speak our native languages better than we do.
Yeah.
And so she'll learn from them as well. And eventually we're going to take her back home to Kenya, to Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
And she'll meet some more people there and continue her learning. So definitely something we want to prioritize, because culture is important to us.
Yeah, as well as encouraging her to learn whatever other languages that she wants to, whether that's French, Spanish, Italian, Russian, whatever she wants to learn. We'll encourage her to do that. And final question, have you guys decided where you would like to live in the States? We have decided where we'd like to live in the States, actually.
I think we've narrowed it down.
Yeah.
I think I would say there's two options that are really strong. Maybe one is stronger than the other. And definitely Atlanta.
Yes.
We love the idea of Atlanta. We have some friends and connections there. So it's something that we're exploring. And then the other one, which is maybe our second option, is LA. And we just think that will be a really good place for us to do the kind of work that we do. Yeah. But we're still finalizing those decisions. As Malaika cries in the background.
Yes, now is a good place to tell you guys goodbye, because Miss is waking up from her nap and is probably hungry. But yeah, love you guys. Thank you so much for bringing in your questions, and of course make sure you subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff, and we'll see you in another video.
See you in the next video, C-Fam.
Bye, C-Fam.